Hello and welcome back to our film study lessons. What we're going to be looking at today is we are going to be looking at plot. The plot of the movie are the actual events that take place between the beginning and the end of the film. We have usually a protagonist and an antagonist, a good guy and a bad guy, and you have some sort of problem, and through the film that problem is trying to be solved by the main character or characters. Filmmakers refer to that formula as the classical narrative. So if we take a look at a diagram here, this is what a classical narrative plot looks like. At the beginning, we're introduced to the characters and we're introduced to the conflict. There's usually not a ton of action in the beginning of a standard narrative film. And then once the conflict has been introduced, we have what is called rising action. So that is where the character or characters are having successes and failures in trying to achieve their goal. And eventually they reach the climax, which is the point in the film where they finally have reached a point where they're either going to succeed or fail at their goal. It's usually a very suspenseful moment, and it really draws in the audience. And it is usually the most action-packed or exciting part of the film. After that, we have what is called the falling action. So that is where the film is starting to wrap up, and we start to see how the characters are going to live on after the film is over. Let's use the movie Toy Story as an example. In the movie Toy Story, we're introduced to the characters Buzz and Woody at the beginning. The conflict is introduced when the two toys are separated from their friends. Through the rising action of the plot, they have to work together even though they don't really get along in order to get home.
Buzz Lightyear to Star Command. Come in, Star Command.
In the climax of the film, the peak of the rising action, the two characters have to use a rocket and a remote control car to try to get to the moving van that is taking their friends and family away. During the falling action, we see the characters reconnect with their friends and show that life is good again. So I'd like you to think about the movie that you watched, and I would like to know, what does the plot look like? That'll help us to break down whether it is, in fact, a film that we enjoyed, or maybe a film that doesn't have that much artistic merit to it.